What's up guys, it's Findon. You guys may have seen the video where I installed Windows 11 on a Lumia 950. Well today, we're going to be doing the same thing, but with a Lumia 950 XL. Now I know what you guys may be thinking, Findon, aren't you just retreading the exact same video over again? Well, yes, but actually no. I'm actually going to be comparing the performance of Windows 11 on these two phones. And it's not like the 950 XL was just a larger version of the 950, which it kinda is. It actually is a more powerful phone than the 950. It has a Snapdragon 810 compared to the 808 of the Lumia 950. It has a more powerful GPU. I mean, it still has 3 gigs of RAM, but those two alone should help the performance of these guys. I think before we begin, let's continue taking a look at the differences between these two phones. First and foremost, the biggest change you'll notice is the biggest screen. 5.2 inches, 5.7 inches, and it makes for a fairly decent sized phone. Compared to my Pixel 7 Pro, this is a very similar size, but like wider because of the 16:9 aspect ratio, which is actually really nice for Windows. And also for landscape content. Trying to view landscape content on a modern phone is not fun. Everything just kind of feels a little bit too cramped. Another thing you'll notice is that they both have holes in the glass. I don't know why that's a thing, but they both have holes in the glass in slightly different positions. The selfie camera is in different positions. Here it is on the 950 XL compared to the 950. And also the iris/face scanning thing is also more visible on the 950 compared to the 950 XL. Oh, it's actually right there. So you can see it, it's just a little less visible. If we look at the top, the headphone jack is on the left on the 950, while it's on the center on the 950 XL. If we look at the bottom, we see both of them have a USB-C port. Absolutely amazing, and just future-proofs these phones so well. Turning to the right, things start getting interesting. The volume and power buttons are in different positions. Sure, the camera button is the same, but what's going on here? The Lumia 950 opts for a more standard approach, your volume rocker here, and then your power button below it, which is kind of like modern phones. The Lumia 950 XL though, has these really small volume buttons with the power button in the middle. It's really strange. But gonna be honest with you, it feels fine. I actually don't mind it. It does take a little bit to get used to, but honestly, it kind of feels natural, but also not at the same time. It's not the best idea in the world, but it works fairly well. If my main phone had this, I don't think I would mind, to be honest. Taking a look at the back, and you'll see the camera bump is a lot bigger on the 950 XL. And can I just say, the 950 XL has a much more refined design compared to the 950. I love the way this looks. This looks extraordinarily modern. Well, with the large camera bump and the squared off edges, which both of them have, by the way. Both of them have the absolute worst speaker known to man, and both brag that their cameras are powered by Zeiss. There's the Microsoft logo, which also now doubles as the Windows 11 logo, helping to make these things fit in with the Windows 11 OS even more. And weirdly enough, the 950 XL has these holes on the top and bottom, while the 950 doesn't. I don't know what that's about. If you could enlighten me, please write it in the comment section down below. Both of these phones have removable backs on them, and the first one to get torn into is the 950 XL. There we are. As you can see, here's the contacts for the wireless charging pad. Here's the battery, 3000 mAh battery, and it has this little thing here that you pull on to take out the battery, very nifty. Here we have our microSD and nano SIM card slot. And yeah, fairly basic inside of here. If I were to bend this, I would absolutely snap it and break it. Not the best build quality, but it feels fine. And on the Lumia 950 XL, there's a little divot in the exact same position. We can just rip the back off of this guy. There we are. As you can see, another wireless charging coil. Very nice. And this has a much larger battery physically, but also it has a 3340 mAh battery compared to the 3000 mAh on the 950. There's the microSD card slot. And if we look under here, the battery actually goes underneath the camera lens. Why does it do that? That is so weird. Look at this, you can put your finger underneath the camera bump. That's absurd. If I were to like pull that up, would that just pop out like a coin? Here's something the XL has that the 950 doesn't. 2 SIM card slots. That's right, this is a dual SIM phone. And we'll see if Windows 11 can detect that when we go to run it on here. To slot this battery back in, you have to slide it underneath the camera bump, then shove it down, and yeah, it's back in. Then you take the case and you chuck it back on, and there we are, good as new. Very similar with the 950, except you kind of do it this way, I think. You do it from the bottom to the top because it has that little thing it needs to slot into. So let's talk about this particular unit here. I featured this phone in my 2015 smartphone video. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. But as I mentioned in that video, the eBay seller said that it had a scratch in the screen. They were wrong. This is a crack. Luckily, I did end up getting my partial refund for that, so I did end up getting this for a little bit cheaper, and man, these screens are absolute fingerprint magnets. I literally cleaned these up with a microfiber cloth like 5 minutes ago. But also another thing that the eBay seller failed to disclose is the fact that this phone was account locked. Even when I tried to factory reset it, it has a bypass detection thing, and yeah, it locked me out of the phone. Luckily, since Windows 10 Mobile is kind of half-baked to say the least, it's actually fairly easy to bypass it. Let's take a look at some footage filmed all the way back in September to see me unlocking this thing. Yes, it's complaining about the SIM error, blah blah blah. Oh. Oh no. That's not good. Oh no. Well, that's an issue. This thing is also pin locked, so I can't do anything with it. I could try reflashing Windows 10 Mobile on here to essentially reset it. If BitLocker is on, which it might be, then this might be a bit of an issue, but yeah. Guys, you know what's really great? Compared to the 950, the 950 XL, the emergency files just show up in Windows Phone internal, so I don't have to go hunting for them. I'm going to have to do this because I want to reflash the original operating system because currently the phone is activation locked, which is a bit dumb, but yeah, it is what it is. So even after reflashing, it's still complaining about reset protection. So I'm not really going to be able to demo the phone. I kind of already did that in the 950 video. We're just going to go straight to installing Windows 11 on this thing. It's trying to do its thing here. Aw, what's this? Reset protection. Let me just disable with a recovery key. Go in here, and then let's go to settings, more, back, and then hold the top. Okay, it didn't work that time. And would you look at that? With enough tries, it works. Now that we're in here, we can like go into developer features, developer mode, device portal. Alright, so we just gotta tap on a learn more link, blah blah blah, get into web browser, let's just go into the localhost. Ooh, funky. So now I gotta download this and put it onto the phone, so we'll do that. Is there any reason why I'm narrating like this? I wonder why. Hey, check it out. It's now on the phone. How nifty. Y'all ain't ready for this. Check this. File Explorer. Oh, you could just launch File Explorer. How cool is that? Okay, so apparently next we need to install it. Interrupt tools, that one. Press tick. And then we have to add all of its dependencies too. All of these dependencies. Alrighty-o. We now get to click the go button. It's doing it. Oh, sweet. Now that we've installed interrupt tools, we can start it. Ooh. So I think now if we just search up setup wizard and then we click that and we press launch app. Ooh. Interesting. Oh my god. What on earth? It's a lot of stuff, Microsoft. Ooh, check this out, Turn on reset protection? Nuh-uh. No way. So apparently I gotta shut down and restart the phone now, so we'll do that. Goodbye! This is the last thing you'll ever see. Oh, what? It was locked while it was trying to shut down. And look, I can lock it while it's shutting down. And then there's always on display. Alright, check this out. What you do is you lift up the battery and you take it out, and then you put the battery back in. 1, 2, 3. Turn it back on. Microsoft logo? Yeah, there we go. Microsoft. Bask in the glory of the OLED Microsoft. Windows. Oh, okay, it's gone. Oh, it's back. It's back. Oh, a bigger Windows. And then we swipe up. Oh my god. So what it means is that I can finally restart production on this video. Yay! Well, this here is the video that I used. Very cool, very nifty. And there we are. That is me unlocking the 950 XL. I also tried to install Windows 11 on it at the time and it just didn't want to work. But then a few days ago, I went to just randomly try it again and it just decided to work for some reason. So here we are. I'm not going to go into the exact process I used to get Windows 11 on here, mostly because I already covered it on my 950 video, so you can go check that out if you haven't seen it already. But in this video, we're mostly just going to be comparing these two, seeing just how usable these two are on Windows 11. Which means we're going to have to get these things plugged in. Things are going to get very hot around here. Alright, here we are. We've got our two USB cables. Let's plug in the 950, followed by the 950 XL. Alright, here we have the boot menus on both phones. It actually looks a little bit different on the 950 XL. We have three options: Windows 10, but it's actually Windows 11, Dummy, Please Ignore, and Developer menu. We'll be clicking Dummy, Please Ignore a little bit later. Let's check out boot times on Windows 11. We'll be booting these in 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's the camera button. We'll be booting these in 3, 2, 1. Okay, 950 in the lead. What's the 950 XL doing? Did it get botched? Oh no, 950 XL, what are you doing? Did this thing just die on me? What? Alright, when in doubt, pull the battery out. Wow, this is not going off to a great start. And look at that, in that amount of time, Windows 11 on the 950 has already booted. It's going into the welcome screen, that's kind of funny. Alright, let's try that again. 3, 2, 1. Oh, they swapped the buttons. It's different buttons on these things. Oh, man. Oh, what? Okay, wow, that's, okay, so the 950 has a very clear head start. I don't know what it is. So it is a camera button, but only now it wanted to work, which is strange. I think because this is a two-stage button, if you click it in too far, it sends a different command. I don't even know. But with a massive head start, will the 950 win compared to the 950 XL? I'm not redoing this. This is like my third time trying to do this. Oh my god, with a head start from the 950, the 950 XL is pulling ahead. So, would you look at that? This is actually a pretty fair test, considering this had a head start and this one just completely left it in the dust. Also, I really do apologize for the fingerprint marks. These phones are absolutely grotty. They do not have good fingerprint coating protecting things. And would you look at that? The 950 XL is already onto the desktop while the 950 is still trying to log in. Come on, clean up, will ya? And here we are. Now we are on the desktop of both phones. And what? Why is this shutting down? Why? No, don't. Windows, come on. Why is this shutting down? What are you doing? What's all the error sounds it's coming up with? What? What are you doing? Oh my god. Okay, wow. So we're gonna have to wait for this thing to reboot again. Bye-bye, battery privileges. And you get them back. Oh yeah, that's a good time to also say that notifications on Windows 11 vibrate the phone like a normal phone, so that's cool. And also a good time to show you that when you lock the phone, the always on display from Windows 10 Mobile has actually been ported to Windows 11 for these phones, which is actually really cool. I don't know if this is like a system level thing that was just always there that they didn't have to do, or if this is something they had to implement, but either way, it's cool. It also turns orange at 10 PM. Look at this thing go. It's trying to boot. And we're back. For whatever reason, the date and time on the 950 is completely wrong, but we'll fix that in a moment. To unlock, we just double tap the phones. Which one unlocks faster? Oh, okay. The 950. The 950 beat the 950 XL. Interesting. Alright, let's open up the start menu using the swipe gesture in 3, 2, 1. And as you can see, the 950 XL seems to be a lot smoother in that regard. And this one just shut off. Because it overheated? Is it because it ran out of battery? Why is that? I don't know. We'll never find out. While this one's dying for whatever reason, let's go over the general usability of this guy right here. So overall, compared to the 950 from the previous video, yep, this one's rebooting, funny. This runs actually really well. This is like really smooth. Like it's actually keeping up with all my gestures and stuff. And if I open up, say, File Explorer, I mean, you still have to wait. Yeah, there we go. And it still may not be the fastest thing in the world. Yeah, it's still not the fastest thing in the world, but it's a lot better than the 950 was. Okay, wow, yeah, this thing doesn't want to be fast. But yep, here we are. And it's actually handling this pretty well. You can throw that up there to maximize it. You can close that by hitting X. Works well, actually. Let's go and take a look at the settings. Okay, skip. Please skip? Okay. No, that doesn't skip it. No, stop. Oh, no, don't... No, don't discheck, please, no. Let's take a look at the scaling. I might actually increase it. So it maxes out at 225. Oh, here we go, a custom scaling. So it's currently at 225. Let's do 250. Okay, we have to sign now, that's fine. I mean, we gotta do something while we wait for this to check the disk. If you ever want to learn the skill of patience, then install Windows 11 on a Lumia device and watch it load. Alright, let's see how good 250% scaling is. Because we want to have a good balance between visibility of the taskbar icons and also just general usability of the OS. When this thing eventually wants to boot, I'll show you just how cramped I think the UI is on this size of screen. It doesn't work particularly well, but on the 950 XL it works a lot better. You're just gonna have to take my word for it, okay? These things aren't on the OS. Also, another issue with display scaling is that Windows 11 does not play nicely with this. You can see the start menu here is actually kind of cut off on both sides, and on the 950 it's actually way worse. Now that I increased the scaling to 250... Why is this shutting down? I will say, these phones have a bit of a problem where they keep wanting to turn themselves on every single time you go to plug it in. So it just pretty much ends up in a loop where the battery charges, it boots, and then it drains the battery and dies, and then it charges and boots, and yeah. That's what I think this one's doing, so we might have to keep it on the bootloader screen for a bit until it charges. And that's fairly simple. You see the Microsoft logo, it has the automatic countdown, you just change your option and it takes away the countdown. And now we let this thing charge. And we're going to put it up here in the corner. So let's see, with increased scaling, I think the touch targets are a lot better to hit now. And if we put it in landscape, things get a lot more comfortable, simply due to the fact that Windows just runs better as a landscape OS. And even the start menu plays a lot nicer. And just with general usability, it feels a lot better to use the phone in landscape compared to portrait. And having these bezels on the side really helps with, you know, holding the device. However, if you're someone who really loves the Windows mobile UI, then if we go into the start menu, if we wait for the start menu to open, okay, if we just tap it, it's faster for whatever reason. Look at how much smoother this is compared to the 950. This is so much smoother compared to the 950. Like the scrolling is actually keeping up with my thumb. That's actually really nice. Let's take a look at this app called Mobile Shell. This is my first time launching it on this device particularly. I used it on the 950 a while and it's not the best. But as you can see, it pretty much turns the UI of your device into a Windows 11 mobile device. So as you can see, you have the start menu, the back button, and also the search button, kind of like a Windows mobile device. And also, when you tap them, you get a... Okay, now the phone's off. Okay, that put into sleep mode for whatever reason, and now it's freaking out. But as I was trying to say, when you tap those buttons on the bottom, you actually get haptic feedback just like Windows 10 Mobile, so that's pretty cool. Also, don't mind the sudden jump to 30 FPS, my Pixel 7 Pro is overheating. There's lots of heat. This phone's overheating, and my phone I'm filming with is overheating, so it's getting really hot in here, especially touching all this stuff. It also adds this bar onto the top, which is a lot more reminiscent of a mobile OS. You have the time, the battery, the SIM indicators. You can't swipe this down. But as you can see, what's that? Dual SIMs? Yeah, that's right. Windows 11 detects the dual SIMs. That is cool. While I'm here, another thing I want to try is the Airwaves app, because some of you guys might see where this is going. To use this app, you simply just plug in some headphones, and the headphones act as the antenna. Alright, we plug it in. Does it detect it? Oh my god, it does. Okay, this is actually kind of nice. Let's go full screen. Let's go to 103.9 because that is the classical station. And let's put the volume up. I'm going to put this to my ear first just to see if this is working. Hold on, let's press play. Oh my god, it is working. It's working perfectly. We're going to close mobile shell just by pressing this down arrow here. And since this is Windows, you can quite literally just go into here and then change the speakers while they're still plugged in. Oh, here we are. And I'm going to have to talk over this, but yeah, it is quite literally playing the radio from my Lumia 950 XL running Windows 11. So if you want to use the radio on your Lumia 950 XL while running Windows 11, you can, and it just works. Okay, now it won't let me skip past 93.7, so that's fun. And now the app is balked. So there you go, you guys got to watch the radio app die in real time. Let's see if there's any other options. What is this? The RPC server is unavailable, and it's just throwing up so many errors. You can see the shadow, how many errors there are. Okay, luckily since this is a newer version of Windows 11, we can just hold there, press Task Manager. We're going to go to Airwaves and End Task. This is well and truly the Windows mobile experience, as it was meant to be. Having to kill your apps with Task Manager. So I reckon I'm going to let this phone charge up, I'm going to let my main camera cool down, and then we're going to start doing some more comparisons between the two. Well, this took a bit. I've finally gotten both phones booted up onto Windows 11 and it's stable. The 950 was having a bit of troubles. Why? Because the battery was low. So let's double tap the screen and let's enter into Windows 11. Alright, so here we are, both phones are in Windows 11 right now. Now one thing some people were asking about in the previous video was scaling. Both taskbars are at pretty much the same size at the moment. This is at 250% scaling, this is at 275 I believe. The main issue you'll come to find with scaling on here is that you go too high and the start menu starts to get cut off. It's just barely enough on the 950 XL at 250% scaling, where you can pretty much still access everything, you pretty much just don't get the edges of the start menu where nothing is anyway. However, on the 950, yeah, it's pretty much cut off. This entire side, so you have to put it into landscape. You have to put it into landscape in order to turn it off. The start menu actually scales a lot better in landscape mode. It's almost like it's what it's designed for. Let's go on Microsoft Edge and browse the web. Double tap both. Okay, 950 XL, already up. The 950, still booting. They're now both in the browser and both of them are complaining about useless crap. Thanks, Edge. We're gonna go to youtube.com/FrockForDog, and I'm just gonna go over the keyboard options. So I use the keyboard in the floating mode because the sizing is perfect. If I dock the keyboard, you can see it becomes a lot smaller. It's very usable, but yeah, it's still fairly small. Still very disappointed that there's no number row. The only way to do that is to go into keyboard layout and we go to traditional, and yeah, things become very cramped at this point, but you get a full desktop keyboard, which is actually very helpful. Let's see how bad the split keyboard is on the 950 XL. Yeah, that's also fairly unusable. Why aren't you using the space? Use the space! But yeah, I personally just prefer it being undocked like this. So, and then you can just bring it down over the taskbar like that. It's a bit finicky, but it works fine enough. We'll go to youtube.com. Look at that, pretty much got it in one go. Let's see which one loads first. 3, 2, 1. Okay. 950 XL seems to be a little bit faster. That's in terms of connection time. What about rendering time? Also, I noticed the 950 XL's screen is a lot more warmer compared to the 950. Interesting. Alright, so the 950 XL is pretty much finished first, and I can scroll the web page perfectly fine, press dismiss, and yeah, check that out. And that's pretty much done. And the 950 regular took a lot longer to load and it's a lot slower. Oh, also 950 XL is already playing a video. It's actually playing back a video really smoothly, and I haven't even loaded a video yet. The 950 regular is, yeah, quite slow. On the 950, let's search up Frogfaduck. Okay, now we're watching a YouTube video apparently, because the keyboard just didn't want to stay. Now in here, let's search up Frogfaduck. Yep, it can't keep up. The keyboard just cannot keep up. And there we go, that's a bit better. Look at that. The 950 XL just wants to already play the video, while the 950 isn't, which is very interesting. And this one's playing it back just fine at the moment, but let's go to the channel page. The 950 XL... What's up, guys? Okay, please. The 950 XL doesn't have a channel trailer while the 950 does? What is going on here? The differences here are very strange. They're both very choppy in terms of scrolling. Let's go to the videos. Okay. It just already wanted to go to the videos tab. Oh, okay, because you can swipe it. See, this one's playing the GIF for the video preview, this one isn't. So the 950 XL is just really eager to show us its capabilities compared to its little brother. And also, might I add, the 950 XL isn't even on a charger that's charging it properly. It's on a less powerful charger that's actually making it drain its battery. So it's doing all of this while on less power than the 950. Let's turn up the volume on both to 100%, and we'll do the same on the 950. Yeah, 100. Can't do that on Windows 10 Mobile. You can only go up to 30. While it would make sense to watch the previous video on here, we're actually going to watch the 2015 smartphone video for a reason that will become a little bit evident once we start watching it. Okay, more seems to be loading. Oh. Oh. This is so loud. Stop. Stop. Please stop playing. No, 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 no. Okay, there we go. Wow, unskippable ads? This is awful. Stop playing, please. Stop playing. Okay. Man, I really forget just how horrible YouTube without ad block is. That was absolutely nasty. Let's double tap. Okay, it did the skip. We're just going to play the first few seconds on both to hear the sound quality. 950 XL.
What's up, guys? It's Frogfaduck. This is a smartphone. We all use these things every...
Okay, and the 950 XL.
What's up, guys? It's Frogfaduck. This...
They sound exactly the same. It's ear-piercingly bad at this volume. We're actually going to put this down because it genuinely hurts my ears. Okay, where was that segment of the video that I wanted to watch? Let's see how video scrubbing goes on this thing. Alright, so now we've scrubbed to 2922 on here. That was fairly decent, dropped a few frames as expected. Let's do it on the 950. Okay, this also seems to want to do it as well, so that's not too shabby. Alright, let's go on to full screen on the Lumia 950 XL. And then we'll take the Lumia 950, full screen that, and put it in landscape. But yeah, this is looking a lot more legitimate now. This is actually looking pretty good. Let's force it onto 1080-60 on both, just to make sure it can't escape. Alright, let's press play.
Wonderful. I actually wonder how well it will work, because on Windows 11 it doesn't work well. How long is this going to take? Like, YouTube video playing through a Lumia. Lumia speakers are typically already nasty.
Pause the video, please. So what you're observing here is me on a Lumia 950 XL, watching me on a Lumia 950 XL, watching me on a Lumia 950 running Windows 11, watching a video of me reviewing a Lumia 640 XL. So yeah, we're continuing the Lumia inception all the way to the very end. Let's see how nasty this sounds.
Makes it even worse. Never heard on a smartphone. In case you want a bit of a reminder of what it sounds like, let's give it a little shot. To do that, I've pretty much always been using Android phones my entire life, so that's actually really hurting my ears.
Yeah, it's even worse than I expected. Oh, yeah, that's amazing. How we've got like 4 Lumias in one. Let's do the same thing, but with the 950. There's a lot more bass in the audio on the 950, but it's very laggy. Oh yeah, wow, it's actually struggling to play back, while the 950 XL is doing perfectly fine. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's worse.
So what you're hearing now is a YouTube video playing through a Lumia. Lumia's...
Oh god, okay, the high pitch is a lot worse on the 950 compared to the 950 XL. This one kills your ears. This hurts too, but man, they really skimmed down the speakers on these things. They're so bad. So yeah, general usability of the 950 is so much worse than the 950 XL, and please go away, Copilot. Alright, next up, let's open up File Explorer. Let's just see how this runs. 3, 2, 1. Oh wow, 950 coming in with File Explorer opening up first. That's very interesting. And then the 950 XL took a little bit longer. Interesting. Let's navigate to desktop. 3, 2, 1. Well that took a bit. Wow, why is the 950 is actually running a bit smoother than the 950 XL is? That's very strange. Now this File Explorer, which is still very much based off of the traditional Windows File Explorer, still very Windows 7 based, it does not work very well for touch, like at all. This is not a good File Explorer to use. We're gonna go onto the Microsoft Store and download the Files file browser, just to see the difference in performance there. Microsoft Store, 3, 2, 1, boing. And yeah, the 950 XL is pulling ahead again. And yeah, look at that, the 950 XL has already completed it. And the 950 is, yep, now it's here. So the reason why the taskbar is on the left on the 950 is because the UI is so cramped that if you try to put it in the center, it ends up here and it just doesn't work. So on the 950, you pretty much have to put it on the left. On the 950 XL, you actually have enough room and display real estate to be able to put it on the center, but it's already pushing everything to the left anyway, so I show the Microsoft Store because it's the more mobile-like experience. You want these to be as much of a mobile phone as possible with all the benefits of running desktop Windows. So let's see how this goes. Oh, we don't have enough space. So yeah, we don't have enough space for the files up, and there is a very good reason why. I might as well get this out of the way since it didn't work. I tried installing Doom on here, more specifically GZ Doom with Doom 1.9. I got all the WAD files and everything. I tried to get Minecraft Java Edition on here as well as Bedrock. I'm gonna tell you right now, you are not gonna run a single game on this thing, except for one. There's one game I could get running, and if you watched the previous video, you know what it is. Also, having my hand about 3 centimeters above the phone, I can feel the heat radiating off of it. It's like a stove. So yeah, unfortunately, all of these are gonna have to go because I just straight up cannot get Doom running on here. So bye. And we just have to empty this out. And we have to go into a sub menu to do that. Really, Microsoft? Yeah, I want to make a new folder in my recycling bin to organize the files in my recycling bin. Nah, let's not put empty recycling bin right here where you'd want it. Nah, let's put new, because I want to make a new folder in my recycling bin. And it is opening, I think. Although I'm not sure if having a File Explorer made fully in UWP would be better or worse than Win32. Maybe worse, because it's more modern stuff. It's not looking good for the 950 though, it didn't even load the icon, but wow, the 950 pulling ahead of the 950 XL. What is going on here? So here we are in the Files file app, and we're going to click on Desktop. Now, okay, so it automatically knows on touch to just do one tap for everything. Okay, that's cool. So on touch, we have a back gesture that works like that. It's a bit slow. Let's open up Windows, tap on that. Okay, it's opened up. So we have Program Files ARM, Program Files x86. Let's do Program Files ARM. Right, we have to double click. Man. Alright, let's tap out of that. Let's tap on the empty space. So yeah, they both load about the same. Bit of a delay between every action, but hey. Man, I want to swipe this out, but It's gonna open up the stupid widgets. That's taking up way too much RAM. Bit of a visual bug on the 950, the tab. What is going on here? This is what happens when you have too many tabs open. It scrolls through, but it's one tab, man. Look how much space it has, and it's like, nah, one tab too many. Let's open up a second tab and see what happens. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, so have fun trying to close and manage your tabs on the 950. Meanwhile, the default File Explorer app handles this just fine. On the 950 XL, it's a lot more reasonable. You actually have access to your tab. Can you believe it? Let me open up another one, please. Yeah, you know what? I think Win32 apps, as clunky as they are, they run a lot better than UWP does. You can't make a new tab on the 950 XL, it seems. Each of them have bugs, but in their own variety. Let's see if putting this into landscape makes this a less miserable experience. You get that open at least, and hey, look at that, you can access your tabs and close them. And then you tab there, and you have to wait. And then eventually it loads. Let's go to pictures. Yeah, no, this one's like crap. Okay, and let's see if we can make a new tab on the 950 XL. Alright, new tab. You can! Yay! Wow, that's kind of funny. Let's see what the tab looks like in portrait mode. At least you can access the tabs and close them, but it's still terrible. Also, it sucks how in portrait mode you have to go all the way up here in order to get this menu out. Yeah, you have to go all the way up there to get the menu out. But yeah, going into landscape is a lot more of a usable experience. I'd probably suggest just using the phone in landscape for most things. But yeah, in terms of which file browser to use, I'd probably suggest just using File Explorer, because it at least works and it's like fast. Files is a good File Explorer, but yeah, File Explorer just being native, Win32, not UWP, just seems to run a lot better, I say as it dies. The best part of owning a Windows phone is that you get to watch Explorer.exe crash on the go. So far, the 950 XL seems to be running better than the 950 in some areas, while in others they run exactly the same. And in some areas the 950 actually pulls ahead, so yeah, quite interesting the results that we're seeing here. Alright everyone, it's time to game on these hateful things. Now look, I'm sure someone who's smarter, better than I am could figure out how to run pretty much anything on these things. For example, the team that got this to work in the first place, they could probably figure out something that could work for these really well. Like for example, the team who got this to work in the first place could maybe get the graphics drivers to work. Hopefully one day, that'd be really nice. But don't worry guys, you may remember from the last video, we have one game that works, and that's right, it's flow-free. What is with this UI? This makes absolutely no sense. The smaller phone has the smaller UI on the highest setting, oh, hello, and the larger phone's got the large UI. What is any of this? Let's go into free play. Does the sound want to work like at all? Let's do the regular pack. It's not very smooth at all. I forgot, this version of Flow Free doesn't have an undo button. Wow, that's just frozen. Oh, there you go. No end level screen, so we just have to skip ourselves. Yeah, there we go, that's the next level screen. Do that. Okay, it's running fine. And here we have it running on the 950 XL, and would you look at that, it's significantly better. Oh, never mind, I spoke too soon. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Oh. Okay, well, you know what? It still runs kind of like crap, but it also runs a lot better. This is our benchmarking. We're not using Cyberpunk, we're not using Cinebench, we're doing Flow-Free. See, it's not as smooth as it is on Android, but honestly, when you're using it like this, it pretty much feels exactly like you're just running a mobile OS. It's just slow. And then you swipe this up and you're like, wait, what the hell? Windows? What? So yeah, that's pretty much as far as I can get with gaming on the Lumia 950 XL and 950. I don't know what else I can do on here. There's probably something else. You people who are smarter, you guys can all figure it out. I'm too dumb for this. Well, it seems like the full screen menu's been a little bit updated since then. If we swipe up from the bottom, we have this new little thing here. If you do this, It's almost like a modern smartphone with the nav bar. Yeah. What does this hamburger menu do? Share, tap and send. Let's tap and send. Literally, what does tap and send do? What about share? Let's share the app. Try again. There is nothing to share right now. Where? Okay, let's go down. Man, I'm loving this Windows 8 leftover UI. Let's press settings. Oh my god, it is Windows 8. Holy crap, that's a Windows 8 UI. Microsoft. Yeah, no, this side panel is quite... Okay, this is actually really good because Windows 8 UI is really good for touch. So let's experience what Windows 8 on the Lumia 950 XL could be like. Oh, okay, it's getting worse. It's mutating. Oh, we have to open the menu up every single time we want to change something. Okay, there's not much we can really do with settings, but there you go. That's some Windows 8 UI and Windows 11, and that is kind of funny. Oh, man, this thing is funny. The pen menu. Where's my Microsoft Surface Pen? Yeah, it doesn't want to work. I know there's some like 950 XL prototypes that have pen support. If this thing had pen support, it would be absolutely incredible. Pen support plus graphics drivers would make this thing absolutely incredible, like Photoshop on your phone. You can do this. You can use the eraser part to use it as a touch thing. So let's go here, let's go to Paint. Holy crap, we have layers now. Paint has layers. Can I zoom in doing this? Oh, I can't. Yeah, let's do a dual finger drawing support, but not zooming in properly. That's a nice one, Microsoft. Okay, let's see if we can draw with this side. No, we can't. Let's do this side. That's very wobbly. Cocreator? Ah, what do you mean accounts required, Microsoft? Okay, never mind. My account's already signed in, so let's just sign in. Let's use. You're joking. I have to join a waitlist. Oh, what? Wow, that was a very short waitlist. Check that out. Look at that. We've done it. All right, let's do Windows 11 running on a Microsoft Lumia smartphone used by a man with a CRT monitor on his head. We will use 50 Robux to create this. Let's press create. Alright, so here's our first option. We have this guy right here. He's like, hey man, I got your phone here. Just put Windows 11 on it. It's funny because when you say make Windows 11, it's making Windows 8. I'm liking this guy though. He's looking kind of cool. Okay, I don't know what this guy's running. This guy, it looks like a mix of like a Windows 8 preview. Yeah, it looks like a Windows 8 beta build. I like the background in this, but that's looking quite wonky. You know what? I like this guy. He's kind of my vibe. Let's do that. Frock for duck. 950 XL. Yeah! Artwork made with Cocreator by Copilot. You just know, if a Windows 11 mobile existed, you would be able to do exactly this. They would have a drawing app with an AI image generator on it. You know Microsoft would do that. They would do that. Wait, hold on. How do you save a Paint project? How do you keep the layers on Paint? I might need to save it as a TIFF. Well, man, I tried saving it as a TIFF and it doesn't support it. That sucks. Can you really not save the layers on the new Paint? What's the point of having them then if it's just going to flatten the image? Now for the next part of this video, I'm going to be doing something that was highly requested and is quite interesting. And here it is. Yes, I'm actually going to bother. I've taken the SIM card out of my main phone and we're going to be chucking it in this thing and seeing if we can actually use this as a phone. Alright, so here we have my SIM card in the 950 XL running Windows 11. Oh my god. Oh, it's disconnected. Can't connect to this network and internet APN unless you have an active data plan, but I do. Let's give myself a call. Alright, we're currently calling. And yeah, it just went straight to voicemail. Let's go into the dialer app and see if we can dial anyone. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work, guys. Trying to do a call, immediately errors out. This doesn't work. At least with my network, my SIM card or whatever, or maybe just the fact that this might be a locked phone to a network. All I know is that I'm not making any calls on this thing, and yeah, you cannot use this as a phone, which sucks. What about chatting? Cellular is currently unavailable. So there we go. This just isn't gonna work. So let's move on to the next part of this video. Let's focus on trying to use this thing as a desktop instead of a phone. Starting us off is this little USB-C hub right here. Next up, we have a HDMI cable. We have a mouse and a keyboard. This one being my main keyboard with a USB-C to HDMI capture card, and the monitor is going to be an iPad Pro. Oh, we're also going to need this. This is going to hold our little device on it. There we go. Microsoft. Let's get this mouse and, well, we got to boot into Windows 11 first. Menu. That's going to be a bit of an issue. If I turn my light off, you can see the keyboard's lit up. You've just come home from work and now you're plugging your phone in, and look at that. It's a Windows 11 on the Lumia 950 XL. Honestly, this doesn't feel too shabby. It just kind of feels like I'm using a very old computer. Yeah, when you're not using touch controls, because when you're using touch controls, you're a lot more sensitive to when things are going wrong. But on here, when you're using a keyboard and mouse, it just kind of feels like you're using an older computer. Which, for better or for worse, it feels a lot better to use with keyboard and mouse. It's literally what Windows is designed for. But we're going to take this one step further. We're going to plug this into the iPad for some external display shenanigans. Alright, so we're going to open up the iPad. We're going to be using this app called Orion, which is actually pretty cool. It lets you use the iPad as a capture card kind of thing. And now for the final step, we plug it into the iPad. What's it doing? Okay, well, I'm not sure if this wants to output. Doesn't seem like it wants to. Like, the menu's there, it's detecting it, it's just doesn't want to do it. So, let's just plug it straight into the monitor, why not? Everything's a little bit messy here, because things get like that sometimes. Here's HDMI plugged into the Lumia, and let's push it in. Will it do anything? Trust me, this is literally the best case scenario. It's a USB like hub thing. This should work. It works with everything else. And it's seriously not going to work? White light? It's trying something. Look, there it is. That's actually kind of awesome. It's charging, it's displaying Lumia 950 XL dual SIM. So all I needed to do was reverse the way the connector was going in. USB-C is weird, where sometimes it is very directional in the way you have to plug it in, but yep, we've got it. I'm gonna try with the iPad again and see if it works. Well, that took a bit, but here we are. This is working now. Pretty much I had to swap the direction that's going in, unplug, replug, make sure the USBs were plugged into the right ports. It's weird, it doesn't work properly. All I know is that this is working and it has significant input delay, but that's because of this cheap capture card from eBay. But yeah, it's a very nice little user experience. We can have just like a little mini desktop powered by your phone. If I were to change the scaling, it would look fine, but look, this just shows that you can do it, it does work. This is what Windows Phone just should have been. And it's what it could be. Mobile chips are literally powerful enough to do this. Like, look at the Steam Deck. Look at Apple Silicon, just any of this. This is possible now with modern hardware. You could easily just have a phone running Windows and then just plug it in. And that's your desktop. Make sure it has an SD card slot or else no one's going to use it. But this is something that is quite literally possible now. All someone needs to do is just make it. And there we have it. That is Windows 11 running on the Lumia 950 and the Lumia 950 XL. Honestly, on the 950 XL, it runs pretty well considering what it is. A smartphone that is 7, nearly 8 years old. It's crazy. And on the Lumia 950, it's a little bit more of a miserable experience, but hey, at least it works. I just wish graphics acceleration could work so we could run more things on it, but other than that, It's really nice and really shows just how far Windows on ARM has come. These things are very usable at the moment. So yeah, my name is Frogfaduck. You can say that however you want, I really don't care. New videos whenever I want. Consider becoming a channel member like all these people on the screen have. I've got some exclusive content, behind the scenes stuff, and an exclusive Minecraft server as well. It's very cool. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching.